Hello boys and girls, mommies and daddies. As the title say, today I'm going to teach you how to bottom fish. Bottom fish is something that we all do here. It's awesome. It's something that is really dear and special for Cuban guys. I don't know why. We all love bottom fishing. Now I'm going to teach you my techniques today, the things that I do. That doesn't mean it's the only thing that you can do, but I'm going to teach you what worked for me and what really has produced in all this time. Okay, the first thing you do when you bottom fishing is you get your swivel and you put it on your braided line, the one that goes to your rod. I use this line here for my bottom fishing. This is a 50-pound line, and what I do is I get one swivel, this guy here, I put it through the line and fit it back in the line. I don't tie that guy. I will leave it there just like that. Then I'm gonna get another one and I'm gonna tie that one to my line. I'm gonna explain to you now why. So I have my line here tied to the swivel and I got my other swivel hanging around. So as you can see, I have the swivel here on my hand, the other swivel just hanging around, and then we're gonna tie our mono to this one, which is the one that comes from the line, and we're gonna put our weight here. And I know you guys know about all those triple swivels and all that kind of thing, and you're gonna ask me why you don't use one of those instead of using two of these. And the answer is simple. I say the weight is here. You know, the tides comes in or out or whatever, you leaving that thing at the bottom, okay? This allow the line to move through this swivel. The one with the triple swivel doesn't allow that to happen. So these again allow this line to go and move without having the weight to move with it. So that's why I use it. That's the way I learned it. I tried the other method, I didn't like it. Again, I came back into this one, and this one is the one that I always use. So your swivel, one swivel on the line, one swivel at the end of the line, and then we put our mono line here, and we put our weight on this guy here. Okay, let's go into the monofilament or leader, however you want to call it. I use a monofilament for my leader. This is a 50-pound monofilament. I don't need really more than that. And what I normally do is I use 30 feet of this thing. And you know me as a practical guy, you know I'm not gonna be out there measuring with a tape how much 30 feet is. So what I do is I measure myself. I know from hand to hand here that is 6 feet. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. 5 times 6, 30. I cut in here, and that's gonna be my line. I don't know if you ever see wicked tuna or something like that. You see these guys counting how many times they go like that. It's because of that. They want to know exactly how deep they want to go, and they know exactly how much. This is for them. So that's a cool tip right there for you guys if you like wicked tuna, which I love. That's one of my favorite programs. So we're gonna get our line. We're gonna just make a unit out here with our swivel. Remember to always lubricate your knots so you don't get any problems. Alright, that should be it. Just cut the tack, and here we have our line. If you want something that I recommend, I got a 50-pound clear fluorocarbon leader in here, and I will add about 6 feet on it. Whatever you want. It's not really necessary. It's something that I do if I feel that the fish is really finicky, I'm getting some bites, I'm not able to bring anything up or something like that. I will go into these guys, and that's something that you always have to have in mind, If you need to adapt, if you need to improve anything you're doing, you have to do it. Take your time and go and do something better. Try it again, re-rig, change the way you do things, because that's what make a fishing trip successful. You know, it's not just sitting there and that's it. That's been done. So let's talk about the hooks. Well, as you can see, I have a bunch of different hooks in here. The only thing that are similar in these hooks is that all of these hooks are circle hooks. The only thing that is a requirement for this type of fishing is you use circle hook, guys. Circle hooks is the one that is going to bring you the fish, and circle hooks are the ones that are going to work all the time. Alright, and then you ask, okay Ninja, why are you going to use circle hooks? And the thing is, the circle hook is something that you just set in there. You don't have to set the hook. Alright, that's the fish is going to hook himself, and normally it hooks itself in the corner of the mouth, meaning that, you know, it's a lot easier to fight that fish. It's something that you should always have in consideration when you are not actively fighting the fish. For example, when you see bass fishermen fishing, they go and they set those crazy hooks and all that. It's because they are really actively working on the bait, working on the fish, working on the presentation, doing all these kind of things. This kind of fishing is not like that. This kind of fish is drop it to the bottom, let it be, start doing something else. So I'm gonna put my hook on the line. I have my hook ready with my line. Now let's talk about bait. What do we use for this kind of fishing? I will 60% of the time go with something that we call ballyhoo pluck, which is nothing but getting a fresh ballyhoo, cutting the head, cutting the tail, spreading half, and one of those half, that's the pluck. You just hook it in there, drop it to the bottom, let it be. Another one that I really like is the bonita strip. I cut strips out of it and I use it for bait. Both of them are awesome, both of them work, both of them are going to produce for you. So, you know, of course you can put squid, you can put anything else that you have. You know, sometimes I get a ballyhoo and I butterfly the ballyhoo, or a sardine, a butterfly sardine. Any of those things are going to work. The thing is to have something down there on the bottom that is fresh, that offers a lot of smells to the fish and attracts a lot of fish. Okay, let's talk about weights. What do we use for this kind of fishing? Now, normally you have your typical egg weight, which is used for catering rigs and stuff like that. It's really useful. A lot of people use it for grouper, knockers, and that kind of stuff. I use one of these guys, but again, you know, with the weight, you have to be careful. You don't want a weight that is too heavy. You don't want a weight that it's not necessary for whatever you're doing at that time, because you only need the weight that goes down and stays down with whatever condition you have. So how do we tie the weight into the line? So if you remember in the beginning, we put that extra swivel on the line. I'll show it to you again so you can visualize it again. This little guy over here, and we put this thing in there. I told you to put the weight on it. So there is where the weight is gonna go. So I'm gonna get a piece of line. This line I always use really thin line. Why? Because sometimes I prefer to lose the weight and get the fish. So if you put a thick line in there and the weight gets stuck on the bottom for any reason, you will lose them both. If you put a thin line in there and the weight gets stuck on the bottom, if you pull, it's gonna break, and then you're gonna bring your fish, you're gonna lose your weight, but you're gonna have that fish, which is what you've been trying to do all this time. I make a knot for the weight, and I feel my way through it, like so, and then I just get the other end of it. By the way, normally what I use is about 3 to 4 feet of line to tie that weight. Get it tight. And there we have it, guys. I'm going to show you everything in one piece here. So this is the line from the reel. This is the line that goes to the rod, and that one down there is the line that goes to the weight. So let's say you have everything done, everything has a nice presentation. What the first thing you do is you put your bait on, you throw your bait away from the boat, and you let the current do its deal. So the current is going to take in the bait away or whatever, and once you have it extended all the way, you just drop your weight in the water and go straight down with it. Don't bounce the weight away, don't throw the weight to the other side, don't do any of that, okay? just drop your weight all the way down straight where you are, and that's gonna work perfectly. Once you touch the bottom, if you're gonna be holding the rod, if you're gonna be actively fishing with that rod without doing anything else, without putting it in the rod holder for any reason, if you're gonna stand in there and hold that rod and fight that fish whenever you get the bite, let the weight on the bottom. If you're not, give it a few cranks, get that weight a foot or two out of the bottom, and let it be. So there you have it, guys. That's how I bottom fish, and that's how I've been bottom fishing for a long time, and that's how I always get my bottom fish in the reef, you know. Sometimes I have a lot of luck and get some beautiful fish like that one. Sometimes I don't. So that's pretty much it, guys. You know, this is another tutorial that I'm putting out there for you guys to learn. I'm seeing that a lot of people follow the tutorials, a lot of people comment on it, and a lot of people appreciate it. So I really looking into sharing everything I know with you guys. And if you have any questions on everything, just leave it on the bottom. If you like the video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this one, just subscribe to the channel. We're trying to put one new video every week.